They have adjusted it lower because the trustee emailed me yesterday at 319, which is 31 reverse. Because I keep telling you guys, they harass me with the number 31, they reverse it. They've been doing this in college. My GPA was 3.55. So I have MBA International Business, and they gave me 3.55. So I've been stopped for a minute with the government targeting me, state to state, institution to institution, apartment building, home to home, county to county, city to state. I got stories of police officers and firefighters in every state I can tell you about. The first set, they were befriending me. They were all my friends. You know, we was going to play golf together. Had the president of the firefighters unions, both presidents, the prior and the former in Providence. They was my buddies, my best friends, sorta. And then, you have, I moved to Denver, Colorado. They had the firefighters over there contacting me on the internet, trying to date me. Then they had firefighters in New York and Boston contacting me from the internet, trying to date me. Then they had police officers in Denver befriend me, and then they had one urinate on my carpet. She was detective for the mayor, the same mayor that the United States government had come and harass me with his little psychological game that the government likes to play. Had him placed him on the same train that I was on when I returned from a work event over in Atlanta at Hartsfield Airport. So they had him on the plane with his son, and he knew exactly who I was because I sat in his seats when Jackson National executives and their attorneys, Snickering Schultz and the one before him, was gang stalking me at a Denver Nuggets game because they like to gang stalk me at Denver Nuggets game. So we were sitting in the mayor's seat because Leslie Wise, who urinated on the carpet to my home, had she was a detective for the mayor. So we had his seats. We were sitting in his seats, and then I look over, and Jackson National CEO Cliff Jack, Snickering Schultz, I believe, was there, and then there was two white attorneys and Clifford Jack, and then they all had their kids, and they were mean mugging me. When I tell you they was mean mugging me, they was mean mugging me. I could feel it. So I looked over, and they realized that I was watching them. So I tapped Leslie to tell, but Leslie already knew. Then they had the dude that can't play basketball. They had him throwing the ball all over the place because he shouldn't have even been in the game because this Denver Nuggets is going downhill since they took away the real players and put in the fake players because they had to take over the Denver Nugget name because that's what the United States government likes to do. They had to whitewash the team. So y'all got what y'all got there. I have nothing to do with that. So back to what's going on. The United States government is not only gang stalking me with the internet, they continue to have their agents, their proxies outside driving by, revving and gassing the engine, backfiring from the engine since I got home. Since I got home, they sent a military helicopter over my home. I got home at 3:03, returning from over by gBI area to get this rigged Wi-Fi hotspot that they wanted to give me. Now the state has a surplus. The state has, Camp talks about the surplus they have, but they only have 71 hot spots because they had to reverse the number 17. So they only have 71 hot spots throughout the entire state of Georgia. So people got to try to drive around looking to find out if there's a hot spot. And if you on a MARTA pass, you SOL. But Kemp, who's sitting on a surplus, because there's a huge homeless encampment downtown. You drive over to Decatur, there's a homeless encampment there. They refuse to fund the homeless people with the tax dollars. They refuse to provide for the people that aren't even homeless that need access to the internet. They refuse to provide services for the libraries. The library should be doing better instead of having their employees gang stalking people as they come in there, harassing them with carts at times that the FBI has these individuals driving by my home, gas and gunning and backfiring from their engines. So I got home at 3:03. They sent a military helicopter over my home at 3:05. And then immediately after 3:05, the same time frame, they sent the aerial surveillance that was harassing me and the deer because we was over in the park chilling. They was harassing us in the park. I came home. They had aerial surveillance followed me immediately dispatched the military helicopter over my home. They had people following me all day long. They've been following me all day long. You know, it's so normal. You just get used to it. So they gonna follow you. You just understand that they following you. So if anything happens, like what's been happening, just know it's the FBI and FBI proxies. Like I said on the deer tape, that they had Timothy Solomon shoot up a deer on 400. They had that stage with Sandy Police and GDOT come and pick up the deer before Sandy Springs police got there. And Sandy Springs police, you know, they jumped onto the scene like they do. You know, you caused the accident. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Like, the dude, you know, hit me, said I hit him. Who even knows? Turns out Timothy Solomon from South Carolina, number one, should have never had a loaded gun following me. That's number one. Number two, the United States government likes to stalk me with the name Timothy, and they like to stalk me with the name Solomon, because Solomon means peace. So they harass me with the word peace because they over here got Warnock. They put Warnock over in this area, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. He got 11 siblings or something like that. The prophet from Bahamas that they had murdered with the Bahamas government, he also had the same story. So I think Warnock copied his story and tried to make it his. And they don't kill the prophet, Dr. Miles Monroe, who is Apostle Joshua Selman, one of his mentors. And, you know, that's, you know, my global pastor, one of my global pastors. I have a few of them. So, you know, they all overseas. None of them here in the United States, because in the United States, it's all brick and mortar. They are lying. They're pretending to be spiritual and religious centers, but they're far from it. Far from. They ain't teaching nobody anything. Absolutely nothing. I remember the the representative in Tennessee. Is it Tennessee? That I contacted his church because I donated to his church. I contacted his church to send them my GoFundMe page to let them know what was going on. They're gonna send me a response and says, "Latanya, somebody hacked your email." So I sent them a response back. I said, "Why would you think that someone hacked my email?" I said, "I sent that. It still alert you guys what's going on, what I'm being subjected to." She didn't respond. And I said, "Well, you know, being as though you have a sitting representative, state house representative in your, as a preacher of your church, I figured you could forward the information to him and he can elevate it and do something about it." Absolutely nothing. No deposit to the GoFundMe. They ignored it. That's because the FBI, anything that I post, they suppress it, so nobody can see it. So right now they got Gibbs Landscaping outside harassing me with wind blowers. They of course waited till I got back home. So they, you know, normally they come a lot earlier, and I was gone. So they could have been here doing all this harassment there, but they waited because the FBI said she's not back yet. You know, she over in the park with the deer because we got the plane hovering over harassing her. So we'll let you know when she gets back home. So when I got back home, they just sent Gibbs Landscaping, that they keep giving commercial contracts to go around gang stalking black people throughout the state of Georgia. So back to what I was saying, you would think Kemp would take his surplus and fund